Surf Effects, and here we're having a look at the new 2019 Starboard Allstar. This board here is the 14 by 24.5. Now, Starboard is consistently the winning board on the Pro Tour, local competition. Guys on Starboards are always, and girls are always winning. Now, they changed a few things this year, and I'll start up at the front. Have a look. So, first, what they did, they brought the nose height up the rocker a little bit. So just a little bit less of a catch when downwinding, so if you want to getting on a bump, it keeps your nose up. Added a little bit more V to it, so on the flat stuff it does have good, it does cut through the water quite well. Added a little bit more nose volume. Now the nose volume, particularly when you're paddling into the wind, helps you kind of charge up through it, and it also of course keeps the nose up, so if you punch through a wave going in through the surf or coming down off a run downwind, it keeps the nose coming up nice and easy. It does have the standard, reverse V to the top, so it comes up fairly straight, but it just a little bit more volume really helps that out. Coming through the cockpit area, here what they've done, they've extended the cockpit area a little bit longer, so a little bit longer standing area, so you can move around a little bit more and have a good feel and get comfortable in the different conditions. And then they've also dropped the height a little bit, so dropping the deck height, keeping the rail height quite high, keeps a lot of that extra water from coming over the side, but it also, extra water is extra weight, extra drag, and extra slope. Coming back through the back end, real square, very straight, very square rails through the majority of the board, but really accentuated here. Reduce that edge on the bottom, the chamfered edge, and what that does, that just kind of increases the release and planing area of the bottom and to the back end of the board. Overall, through the back end, they did make the board a little bit narrower, but they bulked it up by adding height, so it's still keeping some volume in there. And that's just when you get a little push from the back on a wave or downwinding, catching a bump, you still have a bit of foam in the back to give you a bit of drive forward. Now, the bottom of the Allstar is where they had a lot of changes a couple years ago, and they changed it again this year. Hold it up like this, and you see, so what they've done, the big concave through the middle, they've actually narrowed it and kept it quite a bit straighter. So that gives you more tracking. Having that narrower ridge through the middle keeps it going in a straight line. It channels the water through the center part of the board with a good release to the tail. As I mentioned, the reduced chamfer back here lets it get up and plane off the back end of the board a lot easier. Through the front of the board, the rail continues to be quite square for a lot of stability, and that chamfer, that kind of rise you get in the middle here, gives you a bit of extra volume in the rail, gives you that secondary stability. So the initial roll, and then you actually have the chunk of foam here that keeps it from going down further before you go over. So that helps out a lot through there, especially with that increased volume in the nose, and then coming up again through that little bit of a extra V, but then a raised rocker line to keep the nose up and on top of things. And again, as it's up on top, it just carries through the speed a lot easier, and it planes through much better.